Hi, it's Jane here from craftwithjane.co.uk, and today I'm bringing you the Boho Vibes treat box, and it's got this gorgeous Boho Vibes designer series paper, which I thought went really nicely with this little brownie from Brompton House, and you can get a pack of these, and they've got the little brownie with little rainbow Smarties or little chocolate covered shell sweets or treats, and I just thought they were really cute. And I'm going to open this box up and you'll see that I've double-ended it so that once I take the treat out, that you can make them up, fold them flat, and they make like great little party treats, nice little gift to give somebody. You know, if they're feeling a bit low or a bit down, you can do a sending good vibes, which is what I went with for this one. So that is the project. I'll just show you the designer series paper, which is the Boho Vibes just here, and it's got gorgeous colours and different patterns, rainbow stripes, dots. It's just lovely, gorgeous paper. So yeah, I've really enjoyed this. As you can see, I haven't got much of the pack left. I've used quite a bit on other projects as well. So, and for this, I have used the Sunshine Vibes stamp set, and I've got the Sending Good Vibes. And I'm going to do exactly the same on the next box. I'll just use a different paper. And then I have used the Spotlight on Nature circle dies, and I've used this one just here, and then I've used the slightly smaller one, slightly larger one on the flip side, because you've got alternating ones. So there's double the amount of these circle dies in this pack, but they're on the other side of the magnet sheet here. So I've used both of those. It's the same sort of pattern, lined pattern. So I've got my cardstock and it measures 8.5 inches by 7. I will put all of the measurements in the imperial inches as well as metric centimetres in my blog post, links below for that. So on the long side, the 8.5, I'm going to score it at 1 inch, 4, 5, and then 8. And then I'm going to rotate it to the short, and I'm going to do 1/2 inch, 1.5. And I could rotate it and do 1/2 inch and 1.5 again, or I could do 5.5, 5.5 down that one, and then 6.5 down that one. Come up with the same measurement. I just often do the rotating just to make sure I've got the exact measurement I need. So I'm going to do my cutting beforehand. So this is, I'm going to wedge in here because this is going to be my tab for cutting. So I'll just cut up like that. And I'll be using this for gluing, like so. Oops. Didn't quite take that into the corner there. And then I'm going to cut down these sides like so. Cut down this one just here as well. And then I'm going to bend this over and I'm going to cut this one away. Just like that. Okay, and then I cut this away just like so, and then I just mite it into these corners. There we go. I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm going to fold this out the way. And then I'll do exactly the same here. So I'm going to cut across there, and then I'm going to mite it in those corners. Just like that. And that creates those 2 tabs at the side. And then I'm going to repeat that on this side just here. So cut down here, cut down here, cut down here. Lovely. Fold this one away, cut across here, and mite it in. Like so. I'll fold this one out the way as well. And then I'm going to cut all the way across to the next score line, just like that. Make sure that comes away. And then trim that off here. And then mite it in like so. That's the cutting done. But I am going to burnish while I'm here. And then I'm going to corner round, and then I'll do some gluing. So there's one more thing I do need to burnish, which is this one just here. I'm going to do that after I've rounded my corners. So this is just the flaps on the bottom and the top. So I'm just going to do that one. Oops, sorry. Like that. And then I'll do exactly the same on this side, just like that. And then fold this away, like so. Oops, there we go. And do exactly the same here, just like that. So that's that side done. Now I'm going to burnish along the long side like this. Make sure that's all done. And then lastly, I'm going to do the flaps that I have just corner rounded as well. Perfect. Now I'm going to do some gluing. So to start with, I'll get my tear and tape and glue this tab. So I'm just going to go along the edge, just like so. Like that. And get my Take Your Pick tool, favourite tool ever. I'll link it below for you. It is gorgeous. I'm still on the same Take Your Pick tool that I've been using since the beginning of my crafting journey. So a great tool. And then I'm just going to press that down, just both sides, make sure it sticks nicely. And I know that is the front of my box there. So then I've got my designer series paper, so I'm using this pattern this time. I've got two pieces that are 3 7/8 by 2 7/8 for the front and the back. And then I've got a piece for the top and the bottom, and they are 3 7/8 by 7/8. And I'm going to use some of my liquid glue, and I'm going to glue this into place. Oops, a bit blodge there. So I'm just going to move that in a little bit and through the centre. And then I'm just going to do this with it and just glue this into place. Trying to get sort of like an equalish border around it if I can. Like so. I'll press down and then I'm going to turn that over and do exactly the same. Like so. And then equalish border. Beauty of this paper is there's no real up or down. You can put it whichever way that suits. I'm going to press that down like so. I'm going to turn this back over and then I've got my two stripes here and here. So I'll just glue around, whoops, around the edge just here, like so. And then put one down here, like this. And then I'm going to do the same on this piece just here. This, and then I'll pop this one just in there like so. Lovely, happy with that. And then I'll just give that a second to dry. While that's drying, I'm going to get out my 1-inch punch and I'm going to do my little tabs. So I'm just going to sort of roughly centre it, just do that with it, and that gives you little thumb tabs which helps you to open your box up a little bit. Just that one there, and then I'm going to seal my box and pop my treat inside. That's the treat, and then fold that over, and then oops, so fold that over like so, and then you've got your thumb tabs just there. So this is the front of my box. And the ribbon that I'm going to use, so I'm going to use the same ribbon, which is this absolutely gorgeous Darling Duckling ribbon, which I'm loving. And then I will pop that across here and try my best to tie a little bow, if I can. See how we fare. So, right over the edge, put my finger on that. And then try and do a cute bow. That's sort of okay, isn't it? Let's just tidy it up a little bit, neaten it. There we go, quite like that. I might need to trim it a little bit, so I'll just trim there and then there. There we go, it's quite nice. And then I've got my two little sentiments. I've already done my sentiment, my two die cut pieces. So I'm just going to use my liquid glue again to glue this one. I'll just do a little circle like that. So try and glue it centrally as possible on the other circle. So I might need to have it look at me a little bit just so I can centre that up. Press it down firmly. And then I'm going to use my Stampin' Dimensionals, a couple of these on the back. Quite a few actually, because I do love a project popped up, as you guys know. probably one of my most well-used tools is my dimensionals. Crafting tools, because I do love a little bit of depth in my projects. And then I'm going to turn it to me and try and centralize it and get that stuck down. There we go. So I think that's my little sentiment stuck down quite nicely just there. And then I'm going to use these gems. The gems that I'm using are the low profile sparkle dots, and they're gorgeous. So I have used the yellow ones, which coordinate with the ribbon for this project. I could get away with using either of these. I might stick to the yellow because I feel like it really complements the ribbon. So I'll just pop that one there, and then a little one just down there, like so. So these are my Boho Vibe treat boxes. Hope you've enjoyed today's project. Please do follow the links below for any of the products that I've used today. If you would like to shop with me, I'll put my shop with me link as well below. You can shop with me if you live in any of the countries in Europe Stampin' Up sells in. I would be delighted to earn your custom, and I do send out full qualifying orders each month. I send out a lovely thank you pack to say thank you for shopping with me. Also, if you'd like to join my team, I'll pop links for that below as well. Okay, I'm going to say bye for now, guys. Happy crafting.